Hello, I'm Scott King, Media Production Manager for the Atlanta Public School System, coming to you from the Crim Open Campus High School Complex here in East Atlanta. I'm out here today to visit the JROTC headquarters right behind me here for APS. JROTC, if you didn't know it, stands for Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps. Well, if you're about my age and you think back to high school, you probably thought that JROTC was a recruiting arm for the armed forces. Well, honestly, you couldn't have been further from the truth. In reality, this organization provides a quality, citizenship, character, and leadership development program while fostering partnerships with communities and educational institutions. This was demonstrated to me firsthand when I had a chance to go to JCLC, or better known as the Junior Cadet Leadership Challenge on the Fort Benning military base. 250 cadets had the chance to get the military experience, if you will. I found a newfound appreciation for this organization and the work that they do. During my time in Columbus, I filed 5 video reports to take you through the actual experience which the cadets felt. Thank you for watching and enjoy the program. JCLC's mission is about giving JROTC cadets the true military experience. Hundreds of cadets come together annually at the Fort Benning military base to participate in adventure training not available to them on their campuses. Of the many high schools and school districts participating, Atlanta Public Schools were not hard to find. Best Academy, Coretta Scott King, Douglas, Jackson, Mays, North Atlanta, South Atlanta, Therrell, Carver, Grady, and Washington schools were present. The camp includes 70 instructors, 22 Army JROTC, and 2 Navy JROTC units. To round out the true military experience they're getting, cadets are involved in activities such as land navigation, rappelling, leaders reaction course, drill and ceremonies, water survival training, jump tower and obstacle courses, and much more. Though JROTC events are prevalent throughout the school year, the rigors of JCLC Benning 2013 will be in a long line of successful activities not to be forgotten. As I walk the halls here of the JROTC headquarters in APS, I'm graced by 50 flags, 1 flag for each state of the Union, which is common decorum for JROTC facilities around the country. Our first of 5 reports for JCLC 2013 brings us to orientation and safety, which are the apparent theme for the day. Many cadets are moving in and getting acquainted with their new life for the next 5 days.
Go to at ease. At ease means your hand should be down here, right? So when he say company, you're supposed to go what? To parade rest. All right, let's try it again. Are you dedicated?
Dedicated, dedicated, damn right, dedicated. You check us out, you check us out, step.
It's day 1 of JCLC, the JROTC Cadet Leadership Challenge here in Fort Benning, Georgia. 250 cadets, many of which are from Atlanta Public Schools, have gathered for this week's activities. From their arrival at 9 a.m., cadets work together in concert and in uniform. The message is repeated throughout the day's activities. Jackson High student Gilandria Williams elaborates on the rigors of the experience.
Yeah, it's hard work, and I understand that right now we have to be determined and have a lot of motivation within ourselves, and we have to push ourselves even when we get tired.
Now, the next thing is our towel goes at the foot of the bed.
Despite the fact that cadets are housed in college dormitories, there still exists a code of organization and order. I met 2 APS students from Carver and North Atlanta, respectively, who gave me a quick tour of their living arrangements.
We have our shoes right there at the bottom.
Our towels.
North Atlanta cadet Ester Carachure shared her enjoyment of JROTC and its programs.
I think that it helps when you go back to school because that way you show more leadership towards your platoon or to other students that aren't so open about being in ROTC because they're scared of, whatever they're going to do to you. But it's really fun. I actually wanted to come back again this year.
In a show of unity and team spirit, cadets work together to form a motto and sometimes a chant, which they'll use throughout the entire week. Cadets who had not even met only hours before were placed in real-world scenarios where they had to work together and collaborate in preparation for the upcoming ceremony only hours away. Listen how quickly the chant is learned.
Do it again. Let me hear yours one more time.
DELTA, bring the challenge, will bring the pain. First to fight.
Speed it up some.
DELTA, bring the challenge, will bring the pain. DELTA, bring the challenge, will bring the pain. First to fight, we never fall. The challenge will bring the pain. First to fight, we never fall. Delta Company standing tall. You check us out, you check us out. Delta Company standing tall. You check us out, you check us out. Delta.
By the looks around me, it's crunch time for some of the cadets who have to really prepare for the opening ceremony only minutes away.
Welcome to this summer's JCLC. Representing the Columbus State University.
Campbell High School's Deonte Compton talks about the importance of the opening ceremony.
Well, the open ceremony is to inform the cadets how to be safe throughout the day, what to expect throughout this whole entire week, the fun activities that we'll be doing, the great things that they'll be able to learn throughout this week, and just to have a great overtime, a great overall week, and learn a bunch of new things.
Safety is now back on Columbus State University. Safety is observing all the cadets as they go in the barracks there. They are getting ready to go home.
The other overlying theme of the first day was safety, and it was emphasized repeatedly. Hydration and traveling in pairs or a buddy system highlighted the message.
Ladies and gentlemen, I propose a toast to a safe camp.
A safe camp!
Take a swig.
This is Scott King reporting from Fort Benning, Georgia for APS 22 News. Day 2 of JCLC takes us elsewhere onto the Fort Benning military base, among a few other surprises. I should note, however, before I go on, that housing for cadets was provided by Columbus State University. Thus, somewhat they are receiving a double dose in their education as they are getting a taste of collegiate life as well. However, some are learning that collegiate life doesn't mean you sleep in. It's day 2 of JCLC, where cadets right behind me have got an early start to the day with physical training.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, hey!
It's 5:30 a.m. and cadets are up early for physical training and more. Even on the second day, I noticed cadets are becoming more unified. During PT, rooms are inspected and roommates were held accountable for each other. Today's activities takes us actually on the base at Fort Benning. The leadership reaction course and land navigation are the two main tasks of the day, in which you'll see things get very physical. An observation I've been consistently making is that the cadet companies are almost chanting every chance they get. There is a growing competitive nature in the air between them. They quickly dispersed to enter the Leadership Reaction Challenge, where small teams were tasked to complete an assignment working together in a limited amount of time under challenging conditions.
The significance is working together in teams, making sure everybody can express their ideas and everybody can work together and take other people's ideas and put it to the reaction course.
Okay. You see some application even at school?
Actually, I do, because we work in groups at school at Mays also, and you have to listen to other people. It's all about listening to be a great leader.
And as somebody little, you hand the person the other piece of, that's the little part. You hand the person the other piece of board and put it on the thing.
Well, how that person gonna get on there? What board? She's saying that a person, we're gonna be sitting on here, counterweighting the weight from the other person standing in the middle of the water. All right, try to walk down, try to walk down. There you go, there you go, there you go.
It was evident that working together was a mandatory theme for success in this JCLC challenge. Our second stop of Day 2's JCLC brings us to the land navigation course here at Fort Benning. And if the cadets have a challenge, this would be it. However, their newly found tactical navigation skills will give them an edge.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
After roll call, cadets came to order, and some were openly recognized for the work they had done. However, they were consistently reminded of one thing: safety.
Remember your safety rules that were covered so many times on yesterday and again today. And we will all leave out of here happy.
Get parallel, run your index finger down both sides of the compass. Can y'all see me over there? Y'all tracking?
In land navigation, the compass was a critical tool for all teams of cadets. After training and basic knowledge of life in the woods, cadets made their way into the brush. They were not alone, however, as they were warned to beware of snakes, wild boar, poison ivy, and much more. Some even lost their bearings.
I'm starting to wonder if that was one of the border.
304 is that way.
Which way?
Which way? That way.
That way.
That's all wood.
Well, actually, I didn't know there were wild animals out here, dogs and pigs, and I had no idea this site was this big.
Day 2 of JCLC proved to be an experience for most cadets. A morning of teamwork in a challenging environment and an afternoon of finding direction proved to be a life lesson for all.
Packers. Viking. Packers. Viking. Viking.
Red state. Blue state. Vegan.
Carnivore.
We come from different places.
Uptown. Downtown.
Optimist.
We come to different conclusions.
Half empty.
Half full.
But when we live united, we create real, lasting change in the building blocks of life. The education, income, and health of our communities, our families,
United.
even the person next to us.
Live united.
Real change won't happen without you. So give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Sign up at liveunited.org.
Our next video profile is probably one that many cadets want for the record books. If you consider yourself an active person, think about this. You probably know what the term obstacle course is. However, have you given thought to what an actual Army Ranger obstacle course is like? Well, I got to see that firsthand, and our cadets got firsthand in it, if you would. Many of them got in the mud, and they will never forget the experience, as our next report shows.
All right, what is the safety slogan of the day all together and loud?
Don't be sorry, be safe.
Once again, it's an early start for JCLC cadets with physical training and other housekeeping affairs. Then it's off to a healthy breakfast to fuel the upcoming day before loading on the buses for the first challenge at Fort Benning. It's day 3 of JCLC, where we're at the Methvestes obstacle course. As you'll see, it's about as dirty as it gets, but our cadets were up to the task. Anxious cadets had to be prepared and ready for the intense course. Some were more motivated than others. I had a chance to converse with an actual Army Ranger who explained it best.
All right, this is a Mount Vesti obstacle course. This is an obstacle course that we use here in Ranger School during the Rap Week portion. And we use this to test Rangers' mental and physical endurance, as well as to see them actually negotiate these obstacles and to test their abilities.
After a full practice run for everyone, the competitive portion of the obstacle challenge began. The best of the best had a chance to show their skills. To give the true experience, I placed a camera on one of the cadets. Watch this accelerated run.
It's not easy. I mean, we made it, it might have seemed easy just by watching, but when you get down and dirty in the mud, it is not easy. You're gonna be heavy. It's gonna feel like 50 pounds of water in your ACUs. It gets harder as the way you go. The beginning, I slowed down, but then I started getting back into it. It started to get a rhythm, and you just gotta get a rhythm in order to get a good time. I mean, it was tiring. I just wanted to fall down, but my company, Delta, was cheering me on, saying, let's fire it up, Delta, let's go, keep moving. So I just kept moving, say, I got to finish this, and I did.
Delta! Company commanders, take charge of your company.
Again, cadets were recognized for their participation in this challenge. And it was then time to move out. Cadets arrived to a base pool facility and quickly prepared for the next challenge, which brought the cadets indoors for an exercise in groundproofing. JCLC activities are not limited to the outdoors. Cadets get specialized training in aquatic activities, which many of us take for granted. Cadets' preparation for the pool was not simple, as there were procedures to follow, as they had to remain orderly, as some cadets were not swimmers.
With drown proofing, I do not know how to swim, so I had to wear a white t-shirt, and we had to wear our pants in the swimming pool. We had to take our pants off, tie them out at the end, and then put it over our head, and then like put air in it to make it float.
Other exercises at this challenge included straight line swimming and a high dive drop. Once again, for the true experience, we view the task of a dive drop through the eyes of a cadet.
Delta!
Post-aquatic training gives cadets a chance to dry off and prepare for more activities. Cadet Byrd elaborates on her experiences.
It's been fun. It's been very active. It's a lot of activities going on. It isn't as hot as it was, and it's a lot of fun. Like because we do chants and everything, and we get motivated, and it's just fun.
Once again, JCLC concludes a very physical yet productive day. This is Scott King for APS 22 News.
That's slow and below the top. Seriously? Okay.
As part of JCLC's Day 4, visitors, parents, and loved ones had a chance to come down to see exactly what their cadets were doing in this non-atypical summer camp. Also, cadets had a chance to see things quickly get off the ground in the form of ziplining and rappelling down a 34-foot wall. Cadets also had the unexpected challenge of getting over some of their fears, as the report shows. It's Visitors Day at JCLC, a chance for friends and family to visit their loved ones in the camp, only after a brief bus trip to the Fort Benning military base.
That one goes on each other.
Day 4 of JCLC brings us on our first stop, ziplining. Cadets have had quite an adventure soaring through the air and meeting new challenges. Eager cadets underwent a thorough safety check from Army personnel before going up. Cadets were in awe over the 34-foot tower, which merely dwarfed them with a presence of intimidation and fear for some of them. After the safety check and a brief climb up the tower, parents and friends awaited the big moment. The thrill of ziplining was not the same for all, as this Douglas High School student elaborates.
When I did it, it was like, okay, I got this. And once I got to the other side, I was like, I want to go again. But when you up there, it's like, it looked higher than what it is, so it's like a little bit scary. But once you go down, it's like,
yeah. I kind of just went up there, and I told the airborne person up there, I was just like, you're just going to have to push me. Because last year they pushed me, this year you're going to have to push me. He was like, okay. And then I jumped out, and my helmet fell off.
I have no complaints. I think it's the best opportunity for her right now.
And there's a lot of accountability, too.
Yeah, definitely.
He's been so excited weeks out leading up to this, and I could just see that all the other kids that are participating, this is a good thing. You know, good ethics, work ethic, you name it. I like what I see.
This experience was one that clearly enhanced the tone of unity among the cadets. After a brief break for lunch, visitors were in for a treat at the 42-foot rappelling tower.
So again, once you get up to the top of the tower and you get called up by
A thorough safety briefing and demonstration from military personnel started off the event, and it was clear that cadets were up against their greatest emotional and physical challenge yet.
Where you at? Hey, that's not right. Look at his legs, not right.
As with all JCLC events, safety was the highest priority. We followed this Jackson High School student through his experience on the rappelling tower.
Straight. Okay, you get to the top, take your gloves off for going up the ladder. You get to the top, put your gloves back on. Take all commands from the top.
We have the big
Oh.
gloves off. Hey, put your gloves in your cargo box.
Let's go, KJ.
Leg 2 on the leg. Let's go. Man 1, single rope. Oh, single rope.
Come on, that's you. Keep yourself straight.
Parents and visitors were incredibly supportive of this activity and the summer camp. They reflect on their experience.
It's really nice here. It gives them a great experience of how it would probably be, you know, in the military. So the different obstacles, it was great just to look and see how the kids do.
Well, I used to be shy, but obstacles like this, it builds up your leadership skills, so it's easier for you to be outgoing in the classroom.
Big jump. Big jump. There you go.
Like I said, I'm very impressed with everything they've done so far, whether it be from the jump tower or obstacle courses and things of that nature. I think it's a great learning experience for them. Like I said, I'm really impressed with all the camaraderie that they pulled together, and like I said, helping each other out. And like I said, the experiences that they're going through, I think are just
The longer you keep it out, the more you're going to come
I feel
down.
pretty accomplished. I mean, I've done bigger heights, but it's something for everybody to do. You know, it gives everybody a chance to do something.
Nearing the end of the JCLC camp, it was clear that cadets were no longer strangers, but family, as I observed. Working in teams was no longer a directive, but a cause, which came naturally to complete any given challenge. Perhaps the most physical day here at JCLC to date. This is Scott King reporting from Fort Benning, Georgia, for APS 22 News.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving.
In this final report I filed, cadets are preparing to leave after a rigorous week of the JCLC experience. By now, cadets have bonded and made friends with many of their peers from other school districts. See if you notice the change in their character and position, that they're more comfortable with the whole process. Day 5 here at JCLC brings a new tone as cadets are preparing to go home. It's early in the morning and physical training no more. They're packing up. On this final day of JCLC, cadets face the reality that it's time to close out the week and say goodbye to their friends and sharing their experiences as well. I found a few cadets who summed up some of their lessons learned.
I really don't want to leave because, like, I faced a lot of fears and met a lot of new people, and I made a lot of different friendships. And I became company commander as a let one, so that's pretty cool.
I'm glad I made it through and that I stayed, because I did want to leave, and I was calling my mom, and I was like, I really want to come home. But I think for the most part, it was great, and I conquered my fears of snakes and being in the woods, so that's good.
What about that jump tower? You knew how to do that already?
Yes, I'm not scared of heights.
What lessons did you learn here that you can take back to the classroom?
I mean, how to trust people and work as a team and be a good leader, but as well as a good follower, because a good leader knows when to listen. So you have to know when to listen and when to put your idea, and you have to show everyone the same respect that you would want them to show you.
Before leaving the camp, cadets assembled for a closing ceremony to receive recognition for their numerous achievements for the week.
The ROTC JCLC, JROTC Cadet Leader Challenge. It's designed to test their leadership, their teamwork, their physical and mental abilities, and expand their horizons. One thing that we do here that's particular to us is we also expose them to college life. Thank you to Columbus State University, and Fort Benning a little bit about the military life. So whatever path they choose, we're introducing them to those kind of avenues to give them something to think about when they take back to the school year. Our mission is to promote citizenship. We do have a military background, discipline, standards, things of that nature, but what we really want the kids to do is become productive citizens in life. naturally about 1/3 do gravitate towards the military, be it an officer through college or enlisting. We don't push them towards any particular avenue. All we want them to do is have a plan. We use the military structure because that provides the framework, the engine that leads to leadership, that leads to discipline, that leads to standards and teamwork. And it's just a natural fit.
In closing, I have to share my greatest takeaway. That would be the incredible amount of camaraderie which I was able to witness. Oftentimes in work environments, or even sports, we come together to accomplish the things that we want to do. In JCLC or JROTC units in this case, people, oftentimes strangers, came together and work out problems as a team or sometimes just a pair. I hope you've enjoyed this process as I've enjoyed recording it. Recording and working with them enforce the idea that character, confidence, leadership, and citizenship are primary skills that anyone would need to move forth in any career. Thank you for joining us. Here at APS, we're renewing our commitment to you.